Hey guys, today I am back with another video and I'm doing the mid-year book tag, and I have read 54 books this year, hoping to reach 100. I almost reached it last year, but 100 is the goal for this year. I want to read 100 books, and so far we're a little over halfway there. So I'm gonna go ahead and answer some of the tag questions. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first question is, what is the best book you've read in 2023? And obviously that would have to be Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. This was an obvious 5-star read for me. I absolutely loved it. And this is an enemies to lovers fantasy romance, and I'm obsessed with it. It's got dragons and everything, and it's like set in this like dragon rider college, and it's just a really cool concept, and I absolutely loved it. Also, the whole chemistry between the two characters is insane, and this was definitely the best book I've read so far this year. So the second question is, what is the best sequel you read in 2023? And obviously that would have to be Things We Hide from the Light by Lucy Score. And I did a review on this, I think back in March. And I loved this book. I love anything Lucy Score writes. She's probably one of my favorite romance authors, instant buy. Just absolutely love her writing. And this is about Nash and Lena. And Nash is Knox's brother. He's also the police chief. And Nina is like Knox's very good friend. And it starts off kind of like enemies to lovers in a way, and it's a continuation of the stuff going on in the first book as well, Things We Never Got Over, and this was just a really good book. Absolutely loved it. The next question is, what is a new release that you want to read but haven't yet? And that would obviously have to be The Summer Girl by Elle Kennedy. I love the Avalon Bay series that she has written. I adore it. And this is about Cassie and Tate is one of the friends of the twins, and I just like the series where everyone kind of interconnects, and I like it. I like books in the same universe like this, so I'm definitely excited to read this. So the next question is, what is my most anticipated release for the second half of 2023? And that would definitely have to be Iron Flame by Rebecca Yarros, and that is the sequel to Fourth Wing. Super excited. The first one ended on a cliffhanger, so I'm super excited to see how all of that goes. And plus the covers of the books I'm just obsessed with them. I already have it pre-ordered. I got the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition. I really want to see what the edges look like because they have the sprayed edges. I just think it's going to be such a good book. And then the next question is, what was the biggest surprise of 2023? And that would definitely have to be The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides, I think is how you pronounce it. And this was a big surprise for me because I don't typically read like kind of like the horror mystery kind of books, but I absolutely love this. This was 5 stars for me, which is shocking because it's a genre I don't normally pick up. And this is about a psychologist who goes to work for this like mental institution. There's this woman who never speaks. She killed her husband apparently. She never has spoken a word since then. So she's this big like anomaly, and he goes in thinking he's going to cure her, and it's just every twist and turns. I love a book with twists and turns and plot twists, and this was definitely one of those books. So the next question is, what is your favorite new author? And for me that would have to be Mercedes Braun, and she wrote My Fault. And if you don't know what that is, it was from Wattpad. It was Culpa Mia, and they made an Amazon movie about it, and it went super viral. And I'm obsessed with this series. I'm so excited for the next 2 books in the series to get translated in English because it is originally in Spanish, but I absolutely love this. It's a forbidden romance trope, bad boy type thing, and I absolutely loved it. I love the movie too, so this is definitely one of my like new favorite authors. I don't know if she's like a new author, but she was new for me, so there is that. So then the next question is the newest fictional crush, and for me that would have to be Xaden Ryerson from Fourth Wing. I am absolutely obsessed with this dude. He's like the typical bad boy, but like, you know, he has layers and he's like soft on the inside, and I'm just obsessed with his character. I like every character of this book, but he was definitely like my favorite like male character out of all the books I've read this year. So that definitely has to be my new favorite like fictional crush, would be Xaden from Fourth Wing. The next question is, what was a book that made you cry? And for me that would have to be Before the Coffee Gets Cold by Toshikazu Kawaguchi. And this, I don't know, I love this book. It's about this cafe where you sit in this chair, and apparently it takes you back in time or forward in time so people can go see their loved ones again. And I just think the simplicity of this, I loved it. I like how it goes through 3 different people, but their stories all kind of interconnect. I was bawling my eyes out during this. I don't know, it just made me cry. The next question is a book that made you happy, and that would have to be Love Theoretically by Ali Hazelwood. Every book I read from Ali Hazelwood makes me happy. I love her writing. She is the one who got me into the whole rom-com genre, so definitely have to give that to her. And I just think this book was really good. I loved the chemistry of the characters, and I loved the character development. The romance was just chef's kiss. And obviously the spice, I loved it. This was just a book that made me feel good. It was an easy, simple read, and it just made me feel really good at the end of the day. The next question is, what's the most beautiful book you bought this year? And that would have to be Magnolia Parks and The Long Way Home. And I found out that they were redoing the covers because they're getting republished. And I hated the covers. The new covers look atrocious, so I had to make sure I got this cover for the book because I hated the new one. And I tried to get the Daisy Hates covers, but just couldn't. And even then, I'm not the biggest fan of the Daisy Hates part of the Magnolia Parks universe. Definitely prefer Magnolia Parks' individual books. And I just think this cover is so pretty. Obviously the first one's gorgeous too, but I love this one even more than the first. So the last question is, what books do you need to read by the end of the year? And I have a few, and the first one is Addicted to You by Krista and Becca Ritchie. I have been holding off on this book because I'm trying to wait for all of the new editions to come out. So hopefully I should be starting this soon because I think it's September 1st. Addicted After All comes out, so I'm excited to finally read this whole series. I've heard great things about it. Everyone raves about it. So definitely need to read this before the end of the year. And then next, I need to read Say You Swear by Megan Brandy. This is just such a hyped book on Book Talk, BookTube, everywhere. So I definitely need to get this read. Cover is gorgeous and everyone just seems to like it. So this is definitely on my list. And then I needed to read The Atlas 6 by Olivia Blake. I've had this one since Christmas and I definitely need to read it. I know the Atlas Paradox, I believe it's that, or the Atlas Complex. I'm not sure which one the 3rd book is, but I know it's coming out soon. So I need to get these read. That way I can read the new one when it comes out. And I've just, once again, this is another very hyped book that I need to read. And then the last book I definitely need to read before the end of the year is The Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. The reason I've been putting off this book is it is huge. This book is intimidating. I think it's 900 pages. I just know it's going to take me a long time. So I've been putting this off, but before the end of the year, I will have this read for sure. So that's kind of my mid-year wrap up. I've read a lot of good books. I've read some bad ones too. But I think I'm making great progress. 54 books halfway through the year is pretty good. It's more than I read last year, so I'm excited about that. And hopefully I can read some more good books for the second half of the year. And I will be keeping you guys updated with those books that I'm reading. So until next time, see ya!